Welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Bits, where today is the world premiere here at the New York Auto Show of the brand new Kia EV4. And you know what? There's a problem here. There's nobody looking at this car. I mean, there is zero interest in this thing. Literally right now, it's Sunday, a major day. There's people all over the place, and not one person is looking at this car. What is going on here? Let's take a deeper dive and figure out what is going on. So here it is, the new Kia 2026 EV4. It's claimed to be Kia's first all-electric global sedan. Opposites united, design philosophy. It blends nature and humanity for a modern and expressive appearance. Now, let's stop the marketing mumbo jumbo. I don't like the look of this vehicle. It looks like it's rounded and angular. Wait till you see the back end come around. I mean, it's not for me. I don't know, is it for you? And by the way, this is a world premiere at the New York International Auto Show, and there's nobody here looking at this car. I mean, there's like two people standing around. Well, this is not how you make a product splash. We're going to talk a little bit about the aesthetics with the lovely bride. And we're also going to talk about the mechanics and the logic as to why they made some decisions here. I'm a little confused. You know, basically there are two battery options for this vehicle. There's a 58.3 kilowatt, sort of the light battery, and an 81.4 kilowatt hour battery that's available on the Wind and the GT line. Estimated 330 miles of range. Now, initially we thought that they were going to be bringing the sedan as well as the hatchback over, but this is actually not, this is not the EV4 hatchback. What this is the K4, and it's possible this might be what it's going to look like, but I was told by the Kia reps that they're not bringing the Kia EV4 hatchback version of this vehicle here to the United States. If they would, maybe it would look something like this, which that rear end looks, I think, tolerable, not bad. But this rear end, you've got rounded shapes and you've got angular shapes. I was reading, I can't remember what article it was. It looks like, from a design standpoint, two separate people sat down in two separate areas of the world with no internet communication and designed a car, and they came up with this. Now, what's interesting is one would have thought that they would have leveraged the eGMP platform 800 volt architecture with this vehicle, but they did not. They actually brought this out in a 400 volt architecture. Now, maybe that's not that big of a deal. 400 volt EV is dedicated platform with a built-in North America charging system NACS port, so that's good. The fact that it's going to have native NACS, I mean, I would expect it to have that. They've got iPedal driving. The iPedal on this vehicle is quite good. They claim they've got new version of the iPedal, which is version 3.0, available vehicle to load. So similar to what you can get in the Genesis GV60 that my wife Kathy used to have, you can actually output energy, vehicle to grid, vehicle to load, capabilities for compatible, powering up your electronics, laptops. Digital key 2.0, which is something one would expect to be able to use your cell phone as an app. And it's got nearly, I think, 30-inch wide display for the widescreen display that's connecting their navigation cockpit for, basically they've got Apple CarPlay and all the different systems that are. The advanced driver assistance they're claiming is HDA. I would assume it's HDA1, not HDA2, although maybe they've got packages that are a little bit higher. So yeah, I mean, look, it's strange. There's no one looking at this car. It's like no one cares. Now, I mean, Kia makes great products, don't get me wrong, but this is interesting. Let me get Kathy's take on this vehicle, see what she thinks about it from a design standpoint. All right, so Kathy, tell me, what do you think of this? What do you think of this EV4?
It was actually making me angry.
Really?
Look at it, yeah. Take a good look at the side of this one. To me, it's like someone took a piece of the vehicle, brand new, off the top. I said, one cohesive, take a look at this back. First of all, it's down.
Okay.
It's out. Pops up like another molding piece is going to be. I think the lights are disgusting.
Right. All right. So, Kathy, let me balance off your thoughts a little bit. I see sort of a K5 in this vehicle a little bit. I don't love it either. I'm a little confused about the vehicle. One thing we did find out is that at least for the States, they're not bringing out, this is the sedan version. I thought at first look, this would be the hatchback version. This is the K4 hatchback, but the EV4 is not going to be coming to the States. It's only going to be for Europe. At least that's what the folks here at Kia are telling me. To me, if the EV4 hatchback were to come out, I would say this is a better looking car.
It looks much more cohesive, although I still don't like the design, but it's fine. It looks good. It's like an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about some of the interesting choices that they've made here. They did put the port over here in the front right, which makes sense. Number two, this is a 400 volt architecture car. It's interesting that they opted for the 800 volt architecture for both the EV9 and the EV6, but in the battery pack configurations, one of the things that you're not really going to gain, I guess, too much with a lower voltage car. I mean, obviously they made a design change. This is supposed to be a little bit more frugal, and let's not forget, Teslas are not 800 volt architecture cars. But when you look at the statistics, this car is only going to charge from 10 to 80% in about 29 minutes. Now, there are 2 battery packs that you can get with this vehicle. I don't really know where this is fitting into there. I really have to see the pricing before I sit there. But if you're comparing this against the Model 3, man, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. The seats, this is the GT line they're showing here. The seats look pretty cool. They kind of got a ribbed thing going on. Obviously, they're considering this to be a very special car because you can't even, Kathy's like, oh, it's special. So we're not going to have a repeat of like what happened last year with the Macan EV with this car, that's for sure. I don't know. It's kind of angular, and in the rear, I see these angles over here, but yet it's also
like this here looks like
I mean, it's kind of throwing me hints of Thor's hammer there, like in the Volvo and the EX90 or the EX30. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, there it is, folks. Kathy likes the color, so there you have it. And that's about it. One thing I would say is the placement of the NACS port being up here in the front, that works, right? Because now you can pull in forwards to a V3 and charge it. But timing wise, you're going to only be able to go from, let's say, 10 to 80%. I was told this thing will charge in about 29 minutes. So when you compare that to an EV6, and that's on the big battery pack as well, the one good part about this vehicle, from what I understand, is the range. Now, I don't have the EPA rated range. I think it was 390 on the European spec. You can't really assume that, but the aerodynamics on this car, from what I understand, it'll have greater range than it would on the hatchback version. But I don't know. To me, this is a bit of a disappointment for many reasons, starting mostly with design. I just think it looks not great. I just managed to find 2 guys that were looking at the EV4, and they were both from Korea, and they were very proud of the car, and they loved the design. And they said someday they hope to work for Kia. And I was like, okay, that's good. What would be interesting, though, is if they could bring this, if this were anything like the EV4, I don't know, that's the K4, the hatchback. That looks pretty good. But what I will say is impressive display here but man, nobody looking. I would definitely say it's one to check out. You have to see the price points. And I'm glad that they brought it here to the car show. I would have liked to have sat in it. EV4, Kia, the moment that inspires. Thanks for watching another episode of Out of Spec Bits. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care now.